Elijah McCoy was born in Colchester, Ontario, Canada on May 2nd, 1844. His parents were George and Amelia McCoy, fugitive slaves from Kentucky who escaped to Canada through the Underground Railroad. When he was young, Elijah showed interest in all things mechanical, often taking items apart and putting them back together again. Recognizing his talent, his parents saved enough money to send Elijah to Scotland, where he could study mechanical engineering. After finishing his studies as a master mechanic and engineer, he returned to the United States to join his family in Michigan, where all slaves are now free because of the Emancipation Proclamation. In Michigan, McCoy could only find work as a fireman and an oilman at the Michigan Railroad Company. As an oilman, Elijah was responsible for making sure that the train's engine was well lubricated. But the lubrication would wear off quickly. In his home-based shop, he came up with an idea to make a automatic oil lubricator that would keep the engines well lubricated so they could go further and would need less maintenance. In 1868, Elijah married Anne Elizabeth Stewart. Elizabeth passed away just 4 years later. McCoy married again, this time to Mary Eleanor Delaney in 1873. On June 23, 1872, McCoy received the United States patent for oil lubricating device. He took his invention to his employer, the Michigan Railroad Company, and received their support. He left Michigan in 1882 and moved to Detroit. He continued to invent until late in life, obtaining as many as 57 patents. Most of these 50s were related to lubrication, but others also included a folding iron board and lawn sprinkler. In 1920, towards the end of his life, McCoy formed the Elijah McCoy Manufacturing Company to produce lubricators bearing his name. In 1992, Elijah and Mary were involved in an automobile accident and both suffered severe injuries. Mary died from the injuries, and Elijah's health suffered for several years until he died in Detroit, Michigan on October 10th, 1929. He was 85. He is buried at Detroit Memorial Park East in Warren, Michigan. The term the real McCoy is associated with Elijah McCoy because there were so many other companies that tried to recreate his lubrication cup, but their imitation never came close. McCoy left behind a legacy of success, inventions which would benefit the world for centuries, and his name would come to symbolize the highest quality, the real McCoy.
Anyone have any questions?
Did
he have any children?
I don't know. I forgot. Kyron?
What did you like the most about him?
That? Anybody else? Jordan?
What if he had a train to drive all the way to that mechanic stuff to make something?
I think so. Anybody else? Ryan?
Was he married?
Yes. He was married twice. Miss Marie?
The iron board, did you say anything about that?
Uh-huh. He's,
Yeah. Kyron, what did he contribute to Black History Month?
mm-hmm.
Jordan?
I think that
Is that picture a picture of him?
Yes.
Actually, oh, okay, that's his father.
So you say he invented the iron board. What other invention did you also mention without looking?
Without looking.
It was the iron
And the oil lubricator?
and what else?
Lost my mind.
Good.
Let's give him a hand.